Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a dye over ice geode. This geode is one of the many geodes that I tied up off of camera while I sat down and relaxed and watched a movie, and I sure do appreciate you guys allowing me to do that and being understanding. It just makes it for a really nice experience for me. If you do want to see me tie up a geode, I do have several geode tutorials, and also recently I did tie up a geode live on camera. So because I tied up a whole bunch and I didn't get to dyeing them right away, this particular geode is dry. And there's just no rhyme or reason for it, it's just the way that it worked out. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding my ice to the project, and I'm doing the dye over ice method. So I want to add enough ice to the project to where I don't see any of the fabric showing through. And I'm using Strawberry Skies from Happy Cat Tie-Dye. She has a website, and I will have a link for it down below in the description box. It'll make it easy for you to find the dye. Her name is Amanda Angel, and you can find her over on Facebook and also on her website. And I'm using my spoon that I got from boredomwithjen.com. Jen and John are the awesome people that create our tie-dye tools. And with Jen being a tie-dyer herself, she knows exactly what we need, and these spoons come in really handy. So when I get to the end and there's just a little bit of dye left in the spoon, I like to take the back of my shears or even my tie-dye pleating tool and tap on the back of the spoon and get every little bit of dye out. I don't want to waste any. Then I give my project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, and it's recommended that you let your project batch at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours. And this project ended up batching for the full 48 hours. And for this project, I did not flip it over. I wanted to see what the color would do without oversaturating it. If you rewind a little bit, you can see that the back of the shirt is a lot lighter than the front of the shirt. It has less saturation, and I am curious to see how this project is going to be different from previous projects that I've done. So now for the whole rinse out process here. I've started untying my geodes before rinsing them, and I have mentioned this before, but I'm not noticing any issues with any dye getting into the white lines. It just makes it a lot easier to untie them when they're dry versus when they're all wet and sloppy and sloshing dye everywhere. So once I get it all untied, it's time to do the rinse out process. And I like to start by using cold water to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then I increase my water up to hot and I rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and I like to do hot water cycles using Kirillon. Kirillon is a professional textile detergent. And then I like to do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft, and Millsoft is a professional fabric softener. Then I'll put the project in the dryer, and then I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our dye over ice geode after it's been washed and dried, and I think the shirt turned out beautiful. I'm very happy with the results. This is my first time dyeing dry in a very, very long time. Normally, I dye barely damp from the Panda spin dryer, and for those of you that have a spin dryer, you know that barely damp means practically dry, but I let this one dry out for weeks, so it's bone dry. And I think the fact that it was bone dry allowed for the melting ice water and the dye to really get into those geode nubs and give great saturation, because I didn't flip this one over, which I normally do. So I've got a lot of saturation for just a little bit of work, and I also have a lot of color variation, so it's really beautiful. This particular color kind of reminds me of like an oil slick or an abalone shell, like that pastel rainbow type color. Just absolutely beautiful. And there's a little bit of everything going on in this particular color. Like dark purple and light purple, navy blue, light blue, dark green, light green, golden tones, yellows, peachy tones, just a little bit of everything, and it's so beautiful. And if you don't have this color, I highly recommend that you get it. Now, Happy Cat Tie-Dyes does have other colors, but this is the only one that I have. But I have been seeing a lot of people with their posts in our group, Belladonna Dyes Community Tie-Dye group, and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. So definitely go and check out her website and get yourself some of these dyes. So overall, I'm super pleased with the way this shirt turned out. What do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing!